You are listening to an exclusive horror story on the Masia YouTube channel. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a story. In early December, the air in Bin Long carries a chill that bites gently at the skin, reminding all who feel it of the passage of time. Inside a modest home, quiet and humble, Mr. Hung stands over a travel bag, meticulously folding clothes with deliberate care. His hands work with the precision and steadiness of a man long accustomed to the burdens of life and duty. His son, a young man with eyes that reflect both determination and youthful uncertainty, mirrors his father's actions, packing his own bag with a silent reverence. Around them, several clansmen move about, each engaged in the same solemn task, the room filled with a silent understanding, an unspoken respect for the journey ahead. As the first light of dawn begins to spill over the horizon, the 16-seater van stands waiting, its presence a beacon of purpose against the dimming night. Mr. Hung and his companions approach the vehicle, their steps firm yet tinged with the gravity of their mission. They load the bags in silence, each man's actions a testament to the understanding that words are unnecessary. They all know why they are here, bound together by an invisible thread of history and memory. With everyone settled in their seats, the van rumbles to life, its engine a low growl of determination. As they pull away from the familiar comfort of home, the journey southward begins in earnest. The road stretches ahead, winding through lands that were once scarred by conflict, where stories of valor and sacrifice are etched into the very soil. Mr. Hung sits near the window, his gaze fixed outward, but his mind travels inwards, back to a time when he and his comrades stood side by side, facing the unknown. Memories of laughter, of shared fears, and of the friends who never returned flood his heart, a poignant reminder of the cost of war. The convoy finally halts. After 20 hours of relentless travel, the vehicles stand still, engines gently humming before silence takes its rightful place. Phước Long Martyrs Cemetery lies ahead, a solemn field of stone and memory. The air is thick with a profound stillness, a silence that envelops the heart, demanding reverence. Hung steps out of the van, his feet crunching on the gravel path. The wind whispers through the headstones, a mournful symphony of lost voices. It feels as if the very ground sighs, souls yearning for a place they once called home. Under the watchful gaze of history, Hung approaches the cemetery office. There, he signs the necessary paperwork, hands slightly trembling. Each signature is a step closer to bringing his brother home. With the formalities behind him, Hung prepares the offering trays. One is destined for the Fatherland Monument, a tribute to all who sacrificed. The other, a personal offering at his brother's grave. Each item is placed with care, a silent promise of remembrance. As Hung strikes a match, the incense flares to life. A curl of smoke rises, carrying the scent of tradition and memory. It mingles with the cold, damp earth, sending shivers down his spine, an echo of the past touching the present. The remains are gently loaded onto the van, a somber task performed with respect and care. Hung stands by, whispering to the spirit of his brother. "Follow me home," he says softly, his voice barely breaking the sacred silence. It's late afternoon as the old van pulls away from the cemetery, the horizon painted in hues of orange and purple. The air is thick with the weight of the day's emotions, a poignant silence filling the van as it navigates the desolate road. The group, weary but resolute, processes the journey ahead, their thoughts as tangled as the dense forest that looms on either side. As the van reaches a crossroad deep within the pine forest, a sudden impulse compels Hung to speak. "We should pause here," he suggests, his voice resonating with an unexplained certainty. The driver nods, pulling the van to a halt, the engine's rumble dying away. Hung retrieves a bundle of incense sticks from his bag, glancing at his companions for silent approval. Inside the van, Hung lights the incense with a reverent gesture. The smoke curls and dances, forming swirling vortexes that seem to pulse with their own life. The air grows thick, the fragrance mingling with the van's interior, a spiritual aura settling over the occupants like a gentle yet firm embrace. The group steps out to stretch their legs, the crisp forest air a refreshing contrast. Nearby, a roadside vendor beckons with ripe durians. Hung and his companions decide to purchase the fruit, the vendor's smile warm and inviting. They return to the van, the pungent aroma of durian quickly enveloping the space, an almost tangible presence among them. With the durians stored safely, they prepare to leave, yet the van refuses to start. The engine clicks and whirs, but remains stubbornly silent. The driver furrows his brow, checking the controls. There's no mechanical issue, he mutters, perplexed. Perhaps something else is holding us back. The suggestion of a spirit lingered in the air, unspoken yet palpable. Hung steps outside, determination etched on his face. He moves with purpose, gathering materials for a ritual he hopes will pacify the restless spirit. His voice rises, chanting softly, words steeped in tradition and reverence. Yet despite his efforts, the van remains silent, a quiet observer of the unfolding mystery. Resigned but undeterred, the group sets off on foot towards a nearby diner, the forest path guiding their way. The diner offers a simple refuge, a warm glow spilling from its windows. Inside, Hung quietly requests an extra plate of rice, an unspoken invitation to his brother, as if bridging the gap between the living and the beyond. The air is filled with an unspoken understanding, the bond of family transcending the visible and invisible. Night falls gently over the bustling streets, the air thick with stories and the aroma of street food. A modest coffee stall stands under the soft glow of a hanging lantern. Patrons gather, sipping their drinks, engaged in hushed conversations. Among them sits an older woman, her presence unassuming, her eyes fixed on the grains of sugar dissolving in her cup. Suddenly, her body begins to convulse, a shudder passing through her frame like a breeze disturbing still waters. Her eyes roll back, and from her lips a voice emerges, deep and resonant, unmistakably masculine. The voice fills the air, echoing with a familiarity that halts all whispers around. It speaks with a weight that commands attention. I am Hung's brother. Gasps ripple through the small crowd, eyes widening, hearts quickening. The voice continues, disdain lacing its tone. Durian always hated the smell. It lingers, just like the memories. The voice persists, weaving through the air as if sifting through the past. It recites personal details with an eerie accuracy, each fact a stone dropping into the silence. Remember the river where we fished as boys? And the scar on your knee from climbing the old banyan tree? Those listening shudder, recognizing the truth in the spirit's claims, the certainty that transcends the veil of death itself. A request follows, simple yet profound. A cigarette, please. Hung, who stands just beyond the gathering, feels his heartstrings pulled. He reaches into his pocket, a small offering of tobacco and paper, placing it gently before the woman. Her fingers, guided by unseen hands, bring the cigarette to her lips, the flame igniting memories. The voice, now softened by a hint of nostalgia, breaks into song. An old marching tune, its rhythm evocative, stirs the air. Its melody is a haunting echo of old battles and forgotten dreams, war's shadow reaching into the present. As the song fills the night, eyes close and memories flood back, unbidden yet welcome like long-lost friends. Hung, tears forming, digs into his satchel, pulling out hardtack, an offering not of sustenance but of remembrance. The spirit eats, humming the tunes of yesteryears, each note a bridge between now and then. As the clock hands near midnight, a palpable shift occurs in the air, a longing laced into the voice's every word. Home, it's time. The woman's body, having housed the spirit's essence, shudders once more. The voice, now fading, whispers of fields, of family, a universe away. The crowd holds its breath as if capturing a fleeting moment. In a final convulsion, the woman collapses, her body limp, spirit departed. She regains consciousness slowly, her eyes blinking against the dim light, unaware of the time that has slipped by, of the shared journey back in history. In the dim glow of the fading sun, the group approached the old van, their footsteps heavy with the weight of silence. The van, worn and weathered by countless journeys, sat quietly as if aware of the solemn task ahead. With a shared glance, they climbed inside, each person taking their place. No words were exchanged as Hung settled into the driver's seat, his hands trembling slightly as they grasped the wheel. A turn of the key, and the engine roared to life, defying its age with a sudden surge of spirit. The van, once stubborn and resistant, now seemed eager to complete this final journey. As the van rumbled down the narrow, winding road, a deep, unnatural chill settled inside. It crept through the cracks and filled the space, cloaking the passengers in an uncomfortable coldness. Hung shivered, the chill biting deeper than the evening air should allow. He tried to ignore it, focusing on the road ahead, the way winding like a snake through the dense forest. but the coldness was persistent, hanging in the air like a breath of the unspoken. Suddenly, Hung heard it, a voice soft yet clear, cutting through the oppressive silence. It was his brother, speaking as if seated beside him. Hung, the voice began, tinged with a mix of melancholy and peace. In the jungle, the cold was everywhere. It seeped into my bones until there was nothing but the chill of the end. Hung's grip tightened on the steering wheel, his heart pounding against his chest. I wanted to feel warmth just once more, the voice continued, tender, a whisper from beyond. Don't let me be forgotten, Hung. Keep me warm in your memories. The voice lingered, echoing softly within the confines of the van, then gradually began to fade. As they neared the familiar outlines of their village, the words dissolved into the silence, leaving Hung with a profound sense of emptiness. It settled in his chest, heavy and hollow, as if a part of him had been carried away with the voice. He swallowed hard, eyes misted but resolute, focused on the journey's end. The van rolled to a gentle stop as the first light of dawn broke across the horizon, casting a golden hue over the village. The group emerged from the van, weary yet filled with a solemn duty. They carefully lifted the casket, carrying it with steady hands, each step resonating with purpose. The ancestral hall loomed ahead, its doors open wide, welcoming and eternal. With reverence, they placed the casket within, its presence a silent testament to the journey's end. Under the cloak of night, the world outside is silent, yet the ancient wooden house cradles the sounds of life within its walls. Hung, lying restless upon his mat, is stirred from his bed by the tender, almost timid footsteps echoing through the courtyard. It is as though the past has come to visit, tiptoeing gently, careful not to disrupt the fragile peace of the sleeping household. He rises quietly, his heart a drumbeat in the stillness, ears attuned to the whispers carried by the midnight air. A sigh, soft as the rustle of leaves, wraps around him, a sound so familiar it could only belong to one person. Hung stands frozen, his soul reaching out into the darkness, searching for the brother whose presence he has longed for. The night holds its breath, embracing this reunion of spirits. As dawn breaks, the modest altar in the family room is bathed in soft golden light. The incense bowl, which the night before was a still somber gray, now flares with a vivid pulsing red hue. It's a sign that the spirit of Hung's brother is near, a sacred flame that dances with life. The offering of hardtack, a humble gesture of remembrance and honor, lies there, mysteriously half-eaten. The family gathers around, their faces a tapestry of reverence and awe. They exchange knowing glances, acknowledging the presence of the brother, unseen yet profoundly felt. They speak no words, none are needed. The flame and the offering tell the story of a connection that defies the boundaries of the living and the dead. In the days leading to the brother's death anniversary, the family goes about their daily lives with a mindful awareness. They tread carefully, avoiding any strong scents near his altar as an act of respect. The absence of perfumes and spices is a silent homage, a vow to honor his presence in their midst. Each member carries a piece of him in their hearts, his memory woven into the fabric of their everyday existence. Even the youngest children, who never met him, play in hushed tones, acutely aware of the sacred bond that ties them to the uncle they know only through stories and silent rituals. On the solemn day of the anniversary, the air is thick with emotion and lingering echoes of the past. As the family gathers, a haunting melody drifts through the house, the unmistakable tune of an old soldier's song. Its notes rise and fall, a ghostly chorus carried on the wind, a whisper of battles fought and sacrifices made. The song seems to emanate from the very walls, a spectral reminder that, although the brother is home, a part of him remains on the battlefield, forever etched in time. Each member of the family listens, eyes closed, hearts full, as if by hearing, they can once more touch the courage and spirit that defined him. The music fades slowly,